I made up a whole dance.
Right. Hey, sister girl.
I know
Hey,
it. Look, girl, if the people could have seen me, that music get me every time. Y'all better
every
tune in.
time. That's right. That's
Yes.
right. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Hey, Sister Girl. I here's the thing. I know you love him. Okay, stay open phone so I can read. But are you loving him in a way that keeps him alive?
Wow.
We have said in sickness and in health, but what are we doing to protect the health part? How are we showing love when he wants what will harm him? Ooh, ouch, 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 ouch. How do
Wow.
we lead differently in the kitchen, at the restaurant table, and in our daily lives? As women, we're positioned as partners, daughters, friends, and nutrition influencers in every space we show up in. But too often, love has looked like complicity and silence has looked like care. But sickness is too expensive and silence is costing us generations. Tonight, we're saying no to sickness so we can say yes to love that lasts. My name is Robyn Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. I am coming to you tonight right here from Kissimmee, Florida. And so we want to invite you to like and share this video with someone. We all have men in our lives, y'all. And we just came through Father's Day. And so we want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. But tonight, we're saying no to sickness and we're loving the men that are in our lives. So this episode is your call and your invitation to love differently. Speak boldly and help your man heal before he breaks.
Woo.
All right, DeNitra, take it
Yes,
on.
yes, yes. So first of all, I just want to welcome Robyn and G and just say to them how amazing they are to even be here. You all have no idea some Mondays what it takes for us to continue to show up in this space in an effort to be helpful. Robyn is on the road, quiet as is kept. Her family is away at a movie while she stayed back at the hotel so that she could come tonight and share. G is travels often, but tries to be here every Monday. Today was a bit of a struggle. So I just want to say kudos to them. I've been on the road before where they're like, where are you? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm coming. I done pulled up at a Starbucks. I'm stuck in the car. So this is how passionate we are about this, because as Robyn said, tonight is just say no to sickness. And us saying no to sickness is what brought us all together. We acknowledge that we have been sick, that we have carried ailments that have kept us unwell. And so our no is what connects us tonight. And our yes is what keeps us coming back to the show and being passionate about delivering this information to you so that you can say no to sickness as well. So again, special thanks to both of you. You know what's wild? Most people don't die from sudden sickness. They die from what they've been silently living with for years. Tonight, I'm here to talk around it. I'm here to call it out. You're about to see what we call common is actually contagious, not by germs, but by culture, by silence, by generational habits we never have questioned. Sickness isn't just a diagnosis, it is a dysfunction. It is the body no longer operating the way it was divinely designed. And right now, we are a sick nation. We sick, y'all. I just want us to pause in this moment and just recognize that we are unwell. We have many ailments that we've dealt with. So let's hear a few statistics. 88% of American adults are metabolically unhealthy. Actually, it's 93%. One in two has either diabetes or pre-diabetes. And remember, I say on this show often that if you are pre-diabetic, you are also insulin resistant. Pre-diabetes is just one manifestation of insulin resistance. Diabetes is one manifestation of insulin resistance. Heart disease is the leading cause of death. It is a manifestation of insulin resistance. 70% of Black men and 80% of Black women are overweight or obese. Chronic illnesses are striking earlier, lasting longer, and costing more. But here's the worst part. Much of it is preventable and reversible. And so tonight we come in this space saying, Happy Father's Day. Yesterday was Father's Day. We celebrated our men. I know they gripe about how they don't get it like the women get it, but they also don't get to carry like we carry for 9 months either. Come on, G, give me some of that. I knew it was coming. So I'm saying that tonight that we took the time to celebrate them, to acknowledge them. I got a chance to spend time with my father, my husband, my son on yesterday, for which I am very grateful. However, what I fed them yesterday looked very different from what I used to feed them as a result of celebration. And guess what? I did not add to any of their illnesses or ailments. As a matter of fact, I added to their healing for all three of them that ate from my table on yesterday. The ultimate sickness, I want you all to hear me clearly, is insulin resistance, y'all. You're going to hear me say that over and over again. You're going to hear us bring that topic up. It is the underlying issue with metabolic breakdown, right? Metabolic, hear that word. This is the educator me coming out. Hear that word, metabolic, metabolism. Your stuff that you're eating, your body is unable to metabolize it. And because it is unable to metabolize it, that means it sticks around, literally sticks around in places it does not belong. And so with that being said, the sugar in your body is not just sweet, it is sinister. It inflames your blood vessels. It feeds fat in your liver. It triggers hormone imbalances, and it spikes insulin again and again until your body gives out. Sugar doesn't just rot your teeth, it robs your future. So when you all hear us saying things like, this is preventable, you don't have to have it, that is highway robbery, y'all. It means that you are giving up something for sugar. Let's go deep. Often on here, you all have seen me share what I call the circle of hearts. We're going to just call them tonight 21 ailments. They are categorized by body systems, and they are hitting men the hardest. But it's not just not happening to them, it's happening through us, around us, and sometimes because of what we feed them on the plate and in the mind. But that's not all. We've all got to uncover and suppress. We've all suppressed the truths, the symptoms we've normalized in the systems around us. Big Pharma is profiting. Big Food is profiting, right? So I'm going to go just a little bit deeper into some of these body systems. So I'm going to roll them off just for the sake of time. So on the circle of hearts, because we are identifying tonight what is sickness, so you know what to say no to. Sickness is a stroke. This sudden numbness, slurred speech, confusion is usually connected to your blood pressure or sugar. It's preventable with food and lifestyle. Neuropathy. A lot of times we don't talk about neuropathy unless it's related to a diabetic. That's nerve tingling, burning in your hands and your feet. It's rooted in sugar damage, not just aging. It's reversible. Chronic fatigue, not laziness. That's your mitochondria just burning out from sugar, stress, and sleep deprivation. So now let's move to your cardiovascular and circulatory system. High blood pressure. It is called the silent killer. It is nothing silent about it. You have a lot of signs, but we miss them. It is rooted in insulin resistance. Again, sugar, stress, not salt, y'all, and not pork. A heart attack, often blamed on fat. The reality is it is inflammation and sugar doing the damage. It's not fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Remember, on this show, we eat beef fat proudly. regularly, often. So beef fat ain't your problem, right? It is the inflammation from sugar, which inside of our body, we call ourselves fat. I try to help us with that terminology by calling that inflammation. And then we talk about high cholesterol. Now, we know that statins, that this high cholesterol, where they say the LDL is the bad, it's really your triglycerides and your HDL that you should be taking a look at. It is not the fat that you eat that is clogging your arteries. Let's be clear. Erectile dysfunction in men, a blood flow issue, not a bedroom one. It is often the first sign of a cardiovascular issue. All right, we're going to switch to digestion and metabolism. Type 2 diabetes, I mentioned earlier, it is a manifestation of insulin resistance. Everything that I'm naming is a manifestation of insulin resistance. It is not a sugar problem. It's a carb problem, a cortisol problem. It's chaos is essentially what's happening in your body. You are over consuming carbohydrates. Those carbohydrates are breaking down to sugar. That sugar is causing an insulin spike, and that insulin spike is causing the stuff that you eat. It don't want to regulate it no more. So guess what? You're on your own, and your body figures it out, and it lands in different places. And remember, prediabetes is a red flag. We're told to ignore it. You just have a touch of sugar. It's borderline. Remember, I told you, don't let the pre fool you. Prediabetes is a 10-year diagnosis. It took you 10 years to get there. Fatty liver. Now, mind you, in our lifetime, the liver was always associated with a alcohol drinker. We ain't excusing alcohol tonight, but that's not where I'm going with this fatty liver. The fatty liver has now a name called non-alcoholic fatty liver because it looks just like the alcoholic liver, but it is in people who are not drinkers, including children. Anemia. You're tired all the time. Could be iron deficiency due to gut dysfunction. Again, it's directly tied to a lack of red meat. Hello? So people are walking around here, I'm cold, I'm anemic. The doctor said I need some iron. Eat some red meat. Do like us. Digestive issues, that constipation, that bloat, that reflux, most are caused by food sensitivities. In this food product sensitivities, it means that you're eating stuff that your body cannot metabolize. So now you have these digestive issues. You're eating all these plants, and they are toxic, and they are tearing up your gut. Hormonal obesity is a hormonal lock, not a discipline issue. Driven by insulin, not laziness. You got PCOS. That's this women's metabolic disorder with a male pattern symptoms rooted in insulin resistance. Skin tags. I was having a conversation recently with an 80-year-old woman who is full of skin tags around her neck. And we were having a conversation about her drinking Cokes and how she was going to have her Coke, she was going to have her drinks, and she was sending somebody to the store because they were on sale. And y'all know me, if I see something, I say something. So I put my nose in her business. I said, no, just get the water. She was like, honey, I got a stack of Cokes at home. You can't stop me. I said, but those things that are on your neck, do you know it's probably caused by those Cokes? She was like, no, I thought that was aging. I deserve to have something. I made it to 80 years old. I said, well, if you want to make it for 20 more years, honey, you might want to give up those Cokes. We had this whole conversation recently about the skin tags on her neck. It was eye-opening for her. Whether she's going to stop or not, I don't know. So your muscular skeletal, joint pains, arthritis, the thing that y'all call arthur, the thing that y'all call itis, that we think is because our bodies are wearing out. No, they're worn out with sugar. It's just not wear and tear. It is chronic inflammation. So all of that stuff that you ate, that insulin couldn't manage, and it had to find somewhere to go, and it's stored on your body, that's what's in your joints. That's the inflammation that is there. All right, so now I'm going to go a little deeper with you. This is one we don't talk about often, but amputations. When you are having to have your toes amputated, your arm amputated, this is directly to unmanaged diabetes. Again, this is sugar is doing this. So literally you have sweetened off your toes. Now, let me go really deep with you guys with the amputations, especially if it is something related to your feet, because normally it starts with the toes. And the doctor will tell you, and I'm telling you, if you didn't know this, sometimes you lose some toes and you think you're cool. Okay, I got the straight on it. Y'all, there is no foot prosthesis. So if they have to amputate your foot, they're going to get it off immediately. But guess what? They're going to come back really quickly and get under your knee because there is no prosthesis for your foot. You can go around with missing toes. And I'm just being real with you so that you all understand why we're calling this sickness and why we want to say no to it, right? And let's go to eyes, ears, and other systems. You're talking about vision loss, diabetic retinopathy. Some people who are suffering with glaucoma, it is directly tied to sugar. As soon as you become or get this diagnosis around prediabetes, they usually send you for an eye exam to see what damages you have. Sleep apnea. So many people are walking around not sleeping and they're on a CPAP and they think that it's aging, is going on something. It is directly tied to sugar. It is tied to the weight you're carrying and the inflammation, the reason why your body is unable to sleep. And so when we think about kidney disease, often develops silently, and it's sugar and blood pressure that's overloading your sugar. The last one is chronic inflammation, the foundation of nearly all of the above. It's silent, it's systemic, and it is solvable. It is reversible. It is preventable. What has happened is we've been taught to normalize too much fatigue, belly fat, skin text, snoring, mood swings, memory loss. But these are not minor annoyances. These are messengers. They're your body waving a red flag, asking for change, begging. Y'all hear me on here say, I ain't too proud to beg. We are literally here saying, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to make these changes. And when we silence them with snacks, medication, or distraction, we push ourselves and our men closer to disease. This suppression is both systemic and self-inflicted. The system profits from keeping us sick, and we, out of fear, habit, or misinformation, participate. All right, here's what this healing requires. You can't medicate your way out of this lifestyle that made you sick. So it's not another pill that you need. You can't heal if you keep feeding the fire, literally and emotionally. You need to know your numbers. Women, get your men to the doctor to get their labs. Make a date of it. Plan your annuals together, however you want to do that. But be an influencer in the area of the man that you love, the child that you love. Even I'm helping parents with 6-year-old children make this change. Healing isn't a product, it's a process, a pattern, a priority shift. This has to be a priority. You've just heard 21 ailments. They might seem separate, but every single one of them is tied together through what we eat, what we ignore, and what we believe. But here's the good news. What was fed to us can be unfed. Just stop eating that stuff, right? What we've accepted as fate can be flipped. It's not too late. But silence won't save us. Action will. So tonight, say no to sickness, not just for him, but also for you. Let's be well together. For the generations coming behind you, you are not stuck. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. We are powerful when we know the truth and act on it. Y'all, tonight is the night to say no to sickness. Identify these sicknesses. Stop ignoring them. Stop making light of them. Put them at the forefront. Uncover what's going on with you. Don't let it be a mystery and make the change. Turning it over to my sister tonight to go further. Thank you all for letting me unpack that. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers. We want you here. We need you here. And so, yay. Go, G.
All right. Okay, so I didn't read everybody else's part. Hey, everybody, it's G Brown. I'm live. I didn't read everybody's part tonight. I kind of worked on mine. So as I was listening, a sadness came in my heart because those that follow my channel, would know that last year, Frederick suffered stage 5 kidney failure. It was the carnivore diet of why he's still here. So don't panic. It had nothing to do with what he was eating. No sugars, any of that. We'll talk about rhabdomyolysis some other time. I have had this underlying fear of spending the rest of my life without him when that happened. I just got off of a ship this morning and zoomed all the way here. That's why, and I thank you, DeNitra, because we really, really do put this show forth. I watched a family sitting at the right side of our table. His daughter, it was her 21st birthday. And he has a nice midsection. Not a very big man, but the dad bod that we start naming this stuff. The fupa. It's like because we can't get rid of it, we're going to embrace it. And with that being said, I want that young lady who was so happy at 21 and you can tell she was a daddy's girl to be with her daddy. But ladies, we love through food. So some might have did the grilling out for yesterday or baked his favorite cake, his pie. Oh, make sure you get a 2-liter because y'all know if he run out of that Coke, that Pepsi, that Dr. Pepper, that Mountain Dew, come on, did I name one of yours? That love that you felt you were giving him is actually destroying him. And if you are ready to go the rest of your life, start this dating thing over, being a single income family. Oh, just think about if he's not here. But if he left you for somebody, I'm talking about like under the ground, gone. And I have no desire whatsoever to live with that. Frederick is a carnivore. I don't play. Mm-mm. I don't play when it comes to him, his food. I don't. We're not taking side streets. We're not doing any of that. I want to show you this really quick. This, that's the son standing there, passing his son to his dad. So that's 3 generations. How long do you think before some amputation goes off? Any of that stuff. Men living, you're not having fulfilled lives. Don't even let me get into the oversized, the things that my brain, like, how are you really wiping your butt? How are you? So don't go left, G, but I'm just being truthful. How are you really doing these different things? That was never the design of your body, period. So let me get with my script. If you loving your man with food, guess what, sis? You're not alone. I promise you not. We all do it. But sometimes what we're serving him is doing more harm than good. He still has the acid reflux. He still must take the blood pressure medicine. He still could or could not be going with his diabetes medicine. Some people appeal, and who wants to just inject themselves? Who? What? No, we don't want to do that. But don't worry. I'm going to also show you how to heal him through that exact same food. All right. You've cooked his favorite meal, probably did it yesterday. And maybe his mom fried chicken, huh? Because I know my husband loved his mother's sweet potato pie. So I stood next to her and say, make the pie so I can get it because he ain't gonna love your pie more than he loving mine. And I got just how, and then I'm making it. You know, sweet potato pie. You already know that it was not sugar free. And in making it, it's like I'm looking, hoping that look, he picked my pie over hers, but I wouldn't do that. So But that was me loving him. That was me going to my mother-in-law saying, show me how you did this for him because this is something that he likes, right? Sometimes we mistake comfort food for a genuine show of love, but over time, that food starts to take its toll. But here's the thing, we're not helpless. We're incredibly influential. Come on, in how we care for ourselves and our loved ones. That means we have the power to change the outcomes by changing what's on the plate. Did you hear what I said? So just think about this. Fried catfish Fridays, Kool-Aid with every meal. And my Kool-Aid was very sweet. I prided myself on cooking the best Kool-Aid that there was. And then of course the favorite pie. We all been there. These are meals that make us feel good in the moment we're in the kitchen, our labor of love, right? But they're really doing some silent damage. We don't recognize it at first. Sweet drinks, diabetes, processed meat, high blood pressure, late night meals, reflux, inflammation, and then overall a bad night of sleep. Ooh, I shouldn't have ate that late. Ooh, that chili sat up on me. Ooh, them beans didn't digest. I knew I shouldn't have had that piece of cake. We say these things, but though these habits can lead to chronic diseases that we just accept as normal. I'm telling you, y'all, I named bursitis my first old people disease. I proudly said that. Oh my God, I got my first old people disease because I've seen so many bodies break down. I wasn't going to complain. I knew my time was coming and I was just going to embrace it. Come on, Fupa. We are embracing it. Come on, Dad Bod. Where all of a sudden he this big behind me and turn around and look like he 12 months pregnant. What's wrong with that? And I used to always say, why? That's not your waistline that you got that belt way up under the look done lapped over. Okay, let me not do that. But what we need to stop doing is normalizing it. What if we said no more? No more letting these loving meals be the thing that kills him slowly. Your favorite uncle, your brother, because see, you think I'm talking about people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. No, I lost my daughter at 30, and I truly believe if she was eating this way, that she would be here for her kids. Yes, I do. Taking responsibility for what we are feeding our family. Your kids constantly getting notes from school. You got to come get them. They pinging all over the place. All it won't sit still in the cafeteria. Over here running. Got to run their mouth. Got to do this. Got to do that. It's what we're feeding them. So, as wives, partners, and mothers, we often have the power to influence what ends up on the table. Please tell me how your kids is doing all of that and you the one that shop. Oh, my bad. I should not be saying that. But instead of looking for food as a quick fix, let's think about it as a tool for healing. When we understand the connection between what we eat and how we feel, we'll be better equipped to make meals that actually nourish instead of harm. He loves spaghetti. Okay, get rid of the noodles. He loves sweets. Try a carnivore cheesecake. He wants flavor. Baby, you are the salt of the earth. Stick your finger in it. No, you can use real salt. And some people can tolerate some seasonings, all right? But no matter what you do, add the seasonings without the sugar and the junk. These swaps can make the world of difference. No man want to get up with that old nasty oatmeal that the doctor didn't turn around. He want the sugar in it, but no, we got to have it plain. You might put a little drizzle of honey on it, but honestly, if it was plain, it's still no good for them. What about we want that our men love that flavor and they don't have to sacrifice that flavor when they switch to healing foods. The difference is we're focusing on nutrients dense options. These things like fatty cuts of beef. Let me show you. Have you had a steak really cooked on the grill and that char around the end on that fat and you ate that and my mouth watering just thinking about it, right? If you want to do some ground turkey, okay, some lamb, eggs, food that are packed with protein and essential fats. And guess what? These meals will give him the energy to work, play, and be at his best. No more chasing, crashing after a meal. No more mood swings because the blood sugar done hit a high and a low. Just pure energy. Come on now. The trick is to recognize that the food is not just comfort, it's medicine. Okay. When I get home, well, I really haven't had to do that because on the ship, they make me a bowl of fat every lunch, every lunch. So I get my fat. Literally, that charred fat I'm telling you about, I get them because they trim the fat off the steaks because we've been taught to not eat it. I said, okay, well, I need you to get that and fry it up for me. Well, grill it up for me. And they can eat and look up and had a chef, the head waiter, and somebody else standing there in disbelief that I am eating this. And I'm eating it like popcorn. I'm eating it like popcorn. Okay. Now, think about this. When you offer him food that fuels his body properly, no more inflammation, no more fatigue, no more chronic health issues. You're only nourishing him. You're healing him. And trust me, when you see the changes in his energy, his mood, baby, the yard get done, all the little things around the house. It's like you get mad, he come in, want to crash out, want to watch television. You can't be mad at him. You really can't. We're feeding him the wrong thing. Okay? It's going to be, if you change this, it's going to be the best gift. He's going to be around. Come on. I'm going back to that man that sat, that sat there. Will he miss walking his daughter down the aisle? Did you have something amputated or you're on a crutch or you done had a stroke or glaucoma and you can't even see going down the aisle? Come on. Dad, you're important. Uncle, you're important. Brother, you're important. Cousin, you are important. Brother-in-law, you are important. We don't want to see you. I don't care if you recover from the stroke. I don't want you to have to go through it. So now that we've talked about that, how to take control of the kitchen. All right. But before I get to that, let me just say we love through our food. You can nope, I'm going to share this with you really quick. This is going to be for another show, but I just want you to see this really quick. How to calculate. There you go. So you get your blood test that DeNitra is talking about, and you're looking for the triglycerides and the HDL. All right. And then you're going to take and get your ratio. Now, here's mine. We're going to do a whole different show on the blood work because I wanted to know. I got my blood work done back in January. And when I did my ratio, I was at a 1.3. Baby, I ain't never, ever, ever had such great. When I started the carnivore diet, my number was, I think it was almost, nope, I hadn't done it yet. I didn't learn about this calculation. I had been doing the carnivore diet and I was at a 2.7. And you want to be 2.5 and below. Well, this blood work that I just got, that I ended up doing, my calculation, I don't know if y'all can see it, 1.1. It's even better than it was back in January. Yes, it's like that lets me know that fat that I'm eating, that steak that I'm eating, that lamb that I'm eating, them 3 eggs every morning, that whole pan of bacon. I probably eat about 25 pieces of bacon a day. And them my numbers because I cut out all the rest of it. So I'm sharing that with you to say, if I can do it, I know you can do it. Do it together. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want My daughter lost her father. I want that joker back here some kind of bad. He got grandkids that now I'm stuck with. He has a daughter that now I got to be doing everything. No, she had a daddy. And when he got a bad diagnosis, he tried to fix it with the oatmeal and all of those different foods that they're going to tell you. And I want you to know that I am a certified nutritionist and I recommend none of that to you. Robyn and I both were in the same class. So we have our certification. So I can speak to you and say, no, 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 no. That's not even right. So I don't want to be in the room crying because something happened to Frederick. I have plans to travel. I'm not trying to travel alone. Let me just break this down, and it's Robyn's turn. Let me tell you how important that man is to you. That's the man that you are keying out your plans for life. Y'all pay bills together. Y'all put y'all money together. Y'all do all these things together. You guys are sitting down making life plans together. You got, whether you are paying off debt, whether you're buying a home together, no matter what it is, that's your person. That's your person. Now I'm going to take it a step further. Y'all sharing bodily fluids. Who else? Look, saliva been all up in your mouth. Huh? And then at some point, y'all connect as one. That's your person. Do you really want to be without your person? Because I've seen people who have lost their husbands later on in life. You ain't thinking about dating. You're not. That was your person. That person need to be here. Stop playing with the food. There's so much more that you can do with your life. I'm on a ship. I can't say that enough, y'all. I am on a ship. I go in for those meals and come back out and enjoy I don't wrap my life around a meal. The man asked me, he said, "You gonna eat this every day?" I said, "Yes, the exact same thing every day. That's the fuel that I have." And they are like looking at me. They come is today, they'll bring bread. You sure? I am positive. You are bringing over hip pain for me. Is that what you really want to offer me? So I'm saying, save your person. Do you? Because see, they say a silent killer. You see the signs. You see it, the darkness on the neck, the darkness under the eyes, the skin tags. You see the signs, the acid reflux, the that CPAP, sleep apnea. Baby, if I got up and went to the bathroom, this is before, I would come back. Frederick, I would hear him stop breathing. And then I hear him in his sleep. Then I start praying, Lord, please let him wake up in the morning. Father God, please give him comfort. I'm laying hands on him, not knowing it's the food. Because he's tried, and you gain it back, and you try again. You put forth effort, but you start thinking about, I really don't want to eat oatmeal every day, and I just don't want that. Well, baby, let me tell you about that juicy steak. You want, if you have no limitations, you get them thick pork chops. Come on now, you get. Oh, listen, save your person. He needs to walk her down the aisle. He needs to show your grandson how to change a tire. We still need the men in our lives, and you don't want to be alone. So, with that being said, now I'm gonna turn it over to Robyn, who's gonna dive a little deeper.
Hey, everybody. I'm just sitting here so emotional about what I'm hearing tonight. My God. It is very difficult to listen to be honest. In your mind's eye, I want you to just look around at the men in your life. And what do you see? Even as I'm here with my family. I'm seeing things that I would love to change. And tonight I'm talking about how do we say no to the people that we love? And we're not their parent. We're not their parent, right? So it's hard to say no to someone that you love. But when you look around in your mind's eye, or maybe you can look around the room right now, what do you see? What do you see in the body of the person that you love, be it your husband or be it anyone else in your family? Anyone else in your family. I was thinking about my granddaughter, Autumn. She's going to be 3. And when I look at her and I see the eczema, it looks like she was dipped into a pot of boiling water. Her skin is boiling. And how do I say no and teach the rest of the family to say no to her, to the things that I know are causing her problems? So, we talk about food all the time. We talk about the sugar. And when it comes to food, we use food as comfort. I always talk about this. I give this example of when a baby turns 1, what do? We give a baby a whole cake to smash. We start them out with sugar and formula. We start out that way. And so that we're all addicted to sugar early on in life. We've also been taught that it's cooking is caring. If you love, you're going to make a big old pot of greens with some cornbread because you love them. You're going to make them a caramel cake. They want a caramel cake. They want lasagna for their birthday. Oh, yes. They want a German chocolate cake for the birthday. And we cook it and we make it because we love them. We've been taught that feeding them is affection, and that second helpings of foods that do not serve us equals love. And what I want to say is that we are loving our families to death. We're loving our families to death. We're literally killing them with the food that we are giving them. So what if what you're calling love is making them so sick? What if that belly that you see is something that you help them put on? And saying no is how you're going to help them take it off. What if that boiling skin is something that you help them put on? And now you know that you can help them take that off. And so sometimes love has to say no. And we're saying no to sickness. And how do we say no to sickness? By saying no to this other stuff that we've been talking about, these ladies been talking about tonight. And as I said, our husbands are not our children. So we're not trying to punish them, right? But we do want to protect their health. We want to protect their vitality. We want to protect their lives, their very lives, by saying no to some of these foods. So I want to give you this scripture, 1 Corinthians 13. In 1 Corinthians 13, we're told that love is patient, love is kind, but also that love does not delight in evil and it rejoices in truth. And we need to understand that what we have been told and taught has not been truth. We have been fed a pack of lies. I think DeNitra just said it about, we've been told that salt is bad for us and sugar is good. Remove the fat and replace it with sugar. And sugar is literally killing us from the inside out. So that plate full of sugar and seed oils, that's not love. And we talk about sugar, and as we say on this show all the time, everything but meat turns to sugar in your body. So that big pot of greens with the cornbread and the caramel cake and all that stuff, that is not love. That is not love. That sweet tea, just like G was talking about that Kool-Aid. I know I put more than a cup of sugar in my Kool-Aid because I want my Kool-Aid to be sweet and delicious. It's not love. Late night takeout, Chick-fil-A, the Christian company, is not love. It's not love. Us being silent when we know better. Come on now. It makes me emotional because people don't want to hear what you have to say. And your husband don't probably want you telling him no. But silence when we know better is not love. So real love speaks the truth and then shows the way, right? So we're not just over here talking about talking truth, but we're also demonstrating the way of truth, right? So in my house, I stopped buying a lot of stuff. I just literally stopped buying it. I stopped buying chips. I stopped buying vegetable oil. I stopped buying, all those sweet things and all that, the stuff that I knew was hurting people. I stopped buying it. Show the way. And then real love is willing to take initiative to correct, right? We want to correct. We understand now, and I think DeNitra in the nutritional knowledge, they say when you know better, would you, could you, should you do better, right? And so we got to take the initiative to correct where we have been wrong. We literally have been wrong, and it's time for us to correct. Don't be afraid to correct your direction. If you turned left when you should have turned right, when you go down the road, you're going to make a U-turn and come back around and go the other direction. This is where we are at with food in our lives. We have literally gone in the wrong direction. And it's time for us to take a U-turn, a literal U-turn, because we got to go the complete opposite direction of what we have been taught. So we take that initiative when we correct it where we've been wrong, and then we let ourselves heal. We let our families heal. We give them the opportunity to heal by changing the food that we're providing for them. And so for those of us that are the ones that provide food, I'm the one who buys food. I'm the one who cooks food in my house. For those of us that are in that role, it's up to us to make those corrections and allow the food to heal. And I always use that hashtag meat heals. Meat heals. So when I talk to my family, I'm like, eat more meat, eat more fat. If you can just do that, do that. Eat more meat because meat heals. So he literally might not get it yet. He may not understand this. He might roll his eyes. He might be asking, bring me some doggone donuts up in here. I want donuts, right? I want tortilla chips. Put it on the grocery list. Don't bring it in the house. I'm like this. If you want that, you're going to have to get it for yourself. I'm not going to buy it. I don't want to buy it. He might want the sugar-laden sweet tea with every meal. Don't provide it. That's what saying no looks like. No, I'm not going to contribute to your decline. I'm not going to contribute to your demise because I want you here with me. And I'm talking not only about our husbands and our I'm talking about every person in your family, right? Because we're all eating the wrong foods. And so love has to be louder. Your love for him has to be louder in your mind than his cravings, right? So there have been times where my husband is like, I just want some tortilla chips, and I would go to the store and buy them because my love wasn't louder than his cravings, right? So today I'm like, I just can't buy it. I can't bring it. If you want it, you're going to have to get it for yourself. And feeding his taste buds is feeding his future. And what kind of future do you want him to have, right? So if you're feeding those tortilla chips and the big pot of greens and the cornbread, you're feeding that future. And what do you want the future to look like? And we talked about that circle of hearts and all those different disease states that DeNitra went over 20 something of them tonight, different disease states that are all caused by sugar. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is caused by too much sugar in your blood. And we talk all the time about how the body can only handle 1 teaspoon of sugar.
And please let them know we're not talking about white granulated sugar.
Right. Yep. That's exactly right. As I said, everything except meat converts to sugar in your blood. So I talk about the green beans. So in my coaching sessions, I talk about a serving of green beans, because a serving of green beans is 6 carbohydrates. Seems low, right? But a teaspoon of sugar is 4 carbohydrates. So if you're eating a single serving of green beans, you're already over your daily allotment of carbohydrates for the day, and you haven't eaten anything else but a single serving of green beans, right? So we're feeding his future by feeding his taste buds. So here's what practical love in action can look like. Pack his lunch. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to just pack his lunch? Because if you don't pack it, what's he going to eat? Where is he going to stop? What's he going to pick up? So he might not ask you. He don't want you to pack his lunch because he don't want that chicken thigh or that burger patty. He might want something else. But when you give it to him, he'll take it with him, and he'll be reminded that you care about him. One of the things that I do is order first at the restaurant. Now, I remember I'll order first at the restaurant. When I order, it's going to be meat, no sides. Meat and no sides. I'll try sometimes to say, can I get a side of bacon or something like that? And I was just watching Carrie Mann's Kids, and they go to the Texas Roadhouse and order the salad, no salad, just boiled eggs. Come on now. How smart is that? I'm like, why did I never think of that? If you can eat cheese, put some cheese on my boiled eggs. But order first at the restaurant, skip the soda, choose a steak, and skip the sides. Be the example of what this looks like. And I know that over time, my family has watched me do this over time and have changed the way that they order, some of them as well, And so order first at the restaurant. Say no to the grocery items that you know are hurting him. Don't pick it up. Don't just, I'm sorry, but no. Because when I look around in my mind's eye, I'm like, oh no, this is not looking good. And I'm not just talking about my husband. I'm just talking about the entire family, where we need to make some changes. And don't wait for permission to do what's right. As I was sitting here listening to the ladies talk tonight, I felt emotional because some of this stuff is not within our control, right? Some of the things are in our control, and we can say no, and we can make changes easily to our own way of eating. But when you start talking about other people's way of eating and telling them you can't have this or that, it gets difficult. People get mad. They get frustrated with you. They don't like that when you tell them no. But when you go to the grocery store yourself, don't pick it up. Just don't pick it up. All right? So, I make a special order every time I go to the restaurant. The family already knows I'm going to have a special order. And now I'm to the point where it's just meat, no sides. If I can get a side of bacon, okay, great. And remember that we're an advocate. We are our family's advocate, right? And so you're not nagging. You are advocating for their lives. You're not controlling, but you're systematically breaking down the barriers to his good health, right? So we want to get all of that junk out of the way so the body can heal, because the body is fearfully and wonderfully made. It's an amazing machine that is designed to heal itself given the right nutrition. And so we want to be able to remove those barriers. And we're not trying to ruin his fun. My husband likes to crunch. He likes to snap on stuff. He likes to crunch. And so I'm not trying to ruin that fun. Let me find you something else that you can crunch on. Give me some pork rinds or something like that, and crunch and snap on those things. And let me protect your future. Let me protect your life. Because remember, you are his advocate before he becomes a patient. If he's already a patient, we need to work on healing. But maybe he's not there yet, and we want to protect him from becoming a patient, and we need to be his advocate. So we're not just saying no to sugar. We are saying no to early death. Flat out. We're saying no to early death. We are saying no to generational disease. Those things they said, it runs in the family. It runs in the family because that food runs in the family. Y'all been eating German chocolate cakes for 100 years or whatever, right? You've been eating fried chicken and big pots of greens for all these years, right? So that's generational disease. The disease is in the food. Change the food, change the pattern. And we're saying no to sickness in our homes. So we can say yes to life. We can say yes to healing. And we can say yes to love that lasts. All right, y'all, I'm done. Go ahead, DeNitra.
Woo, y'all rocking it, rocking it, rocking it. This has been a great show. I did get a question because whether you all know it or not, I send out about 250 texts a day. And so I did get a question from my text that says, why do they say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach? Might be to his coffin. So many dropping like flies from heart disease between the ages of 45 and 55. And so I just want to kind of address that as to how we can reframe that by saying the way to a man's heart isn't just about making him feel full. It's about helping him stay alive to fulfill his purpose. When we nourish his body, we protect his heart, we preserve his mind, and we extend his life. And so now we get to shift that a little bit. And Robyn said this all throughout her talk. We want to be intentional. We want the plate to be a purpose, and we want to feed with wisdom. So now, again, if you know better, you do better, right? And so now we have something different that we can offer to men, right? While we're trying to get to their heart, let's try to save their hearts, right? And I like the word that G and Robyn both are using is nutritional influencers. Sam often says that my husband Sam often says that the woman is a nutritional manager, right? We manage what's coming in and out of the house. And we're saying tonight, let's own that and not make excuses for why we let certain things happen. Because we say no to some stuff that we know we just don't want to do. Can we say no to them when it benefits them? It's a challenge. It's not easy, but let's do that. Go ahead, G.
Yeah,
She froze just as she started talking. You froze, G.
when Frederick and I decided to do this lifestyle, make the change, and his thing can even be like a piece of watermelon, right? My husband was a crackhead for watermelon. I would say you can eat that, but I'm telling you, if something happens, I'm not taking care of you. You're going to get a real ugly nurse, and I'm going to oversee everything, but you're not you're not getting ready to take this life that we're creating and turn me into a nurse. I'm not getting ready to do it. But once again, because we're nurturers and we care. Now, am I going to take care of my husband? Yes, I am. But I said to him, because I need for him to realize, if you do something, you're now a burden to me. bump that love stuff. We both could walk up and down the stairs. Now, all of a sudden, whether it's a cane or anything else, and I'm saying it because we know better. Now, in the midst of all of this, when he ended up with the rhabdomyolysis, he didn't know. And of course, I'm right there. And I didn't let him have hospital food. I went home and fixed my man a steak with fat bites every day and brought it to the hospital with his own salt and water. And they would look and say, you know, you'll get high blood pressure. Girl, please. The
Bye.
doctor had already told you that because he's eating like this, his body withstood the trauma. So a lot of times your body it is breaking down. It is breaking down. And so yeah, I put out threats. But a lot of times, ladies, now if I step on your toe on this, just leave the show. You don't want to do it because you don't want to do that to him because you ain't even doing right. I'm done.
Woo. Ouch,
Whoop, whoop,
ouch,
whoop, whoop,
ouch.
whoop.
Okay, G, you didn't ouch this.
Yeah, I
But
turn.
it's
Yeah,
the
it's what.
reality. It is the reality that at some point we have to do it first. And I think Robyn mentioned that is that when we stand it, I mean, and even the Bible says that our conversation can make the difference in how other people receive us. And so,
Yes.
I mean, it's the reality. And our goal here on this show is for you to say no to sickness with the people in your world, right? We calling it out. We've been saying no to sugar, right? We said no to stress. And now all of those things have led to sickness. And so we wanted tonight to identify what sickness is because we kind of toss these where we normalize a lot of the things that I read out earlier. Though, oh girl, he got high blood pressure. Oh, he on the medicine. Oh, I take 2 meds. I take 3 meds. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on metformin and insulin. And we have normalized this sickness. And what we're saying tonight is don't normalize this. Say no, identify what it is and figure out what the no is and how do you change the Robyn, I love the way you said um about sending them with the lunch. I remember with Sam, I used to every morning send him with a black bag. And it became a topic at the school. Like, what's in your black bag today? Right. And he was very diligent to eat. I mean, it just took the guesswork out for him, but it also became a topic for the people in his school, for him to even be an influencer in his school, which ultimately, changed his principal, the people in the school. And so all of these things, we just never know our yes to what is right or our no to what is wrong, how it can. All of us, me, Robyn, and G, met because of our no to sickness, because of our yes to healing. We've only met in person. I've seen Robyn twice, G once in person. We've been on the show since November or December sometime, right? The thing that I'm saying here is that this is a powerful thing that we continue to bring week after week so that it has an impact on your none of us are trying to get rich. Ain't no rich here.
Right.
Right. This is a volunteer act that we do here, but we go deep into the study to try to make sure that we bring you something quality. We try to give you tips that you can take back and start immediately. Not, oh, I'm going to start on the first. G is really good about reminding us of this. We're not starting Monday, right? Today is Monday. So this your Monday to start. Start
There you
today.
go.
What's for
That's
dinner?
it.
I'm done.
Yeah, just do a few things, but I gotta put this up because ironically, DeNitra said that, but we will meet again. Bam!
Absolutely.
Boom.
Oh,
Yes.
you
Oh, I hope to
guys.
see you there. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead,
I
G.
I know that's just it. We have a meetup. We have two doctors. Y'all see that? Dr. Kills, Dr. Hampton. And if you look next to Robyn's face, there's a question mark because we could have somebody else on that panel. In my absence, Terry will be here on days that I'm not. And then you'll see Frederick and I, and you'll probably see their husbands as well. But you can scan that QR code. But it's the other one that I want to talk about. Y'all see next to it, that after party, huh? You could be a carnivore baby and have an after party.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm letting you guys know we're going to have a really, really, really good time. We're excited. You you're gonna be sad that you missed it. I am not kidding. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. You really, really will be. So let's all get to Kalamazoo, baby.
Yeah. And even with that, G, all of the people that are listed there, no one is on anybody's payroll. We are
That's right.
all out trying to bring this to you, sacrificing our time because we've learned better. So we're trying to help others do better. So we come together, we rally up together like a little posse, if you will, to say,
At our own
hey,
expense. That's another
yes,
thing.
yes, thank
So
you.
those doctors are coming there. Now, what doctor you know that you could sit and ask the questions in person, huh? And they're not charging you, and you
Yeah,
have questions. So this is the time. That's hold on. Let me just. This the time and place.
yeah.
August the 30th, from 12 to 4 Eastern Standard Time,
And
and
look
then at
how cheap
4:30.
it is, y'all. That's cheap.
No,
Right,
inexpensive. Stop saying that word. Inexpensive.
right. It's affordable.
It's
There
affordable.
you go.
It
It's
is.
gonna change your life. And then if nothing else, we're gonna serve you the right food.
That's right.
And I was looking when y'all said skins. He left my skins in the car. I got that big one from Sam's
Sam.
Club. Yeah. If you just want some little snacks or something, every look, okay. The people next to me on the thing, I said if it had a mama, I eat it.
Right.
That one blow the mind every time, and I say nose to tail. They like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yes. So what do you have, DeNitra, on your channel this week?
Another show, we just finished episode 2 of Nutritional Knit. If you have not seen it, it was an amazing show. I had 3
Hmm.
guests on that have changed their life as a result and changing their family. It was the ripple effect. Every Saturday we are live at 3:30. The show to come is to be determined, but
Central
it's
time,
coming.
Central time, Central
Central
time, right?
time. Thank you for reminding me of that. Central
Yes,
time.
Central
If
time.
you are watching from the Jackson area, Jackson, Tennessee area on Wednesday, I do have a transformational talking tasting. It's free. If you want to come out just for information, the ladies that were on the show, 1, 2, or all 3 of them may be there to give information because we're getting a lot of buzz in the city. So if you're watching today or on the replay from Jackson, then Wednesday, the 18th, just shoot me a text message or direct message me, and I give you a link to get signed up. It is free, but we will have a tasting. That means good food. And then we'll have a
Jacksonville,
talk.
what?
I'm sorry,
Jacksonville, what?
Jackson, Tennessee.
Jackson.
Jackson,
Okay,
Tennessee.
Jackson, Tennessee. Okay,
Yes, I'm
Jackson,
in Jackson,
Tennessee,
Madison
y'all.
County, folks that are listening to the show.
There you go.
Or if
There
you
you
want to
go.
come in, you can. If you close by, come on.
There you
But
go.
it's
It's
this
just a drive
Wednesday.
this Wednesday.
This
What
Wednesday.
about you, Robyn?
All right. So I'm super excited because, as some of you may know, I started coaching. Woo, yay. And I got some really cool people that I'm coaching. So, one of the gentlemen that I'm coaching, he is my husband's brother cousin. You know how that be. He's coming onto the show on Saturday on Carnivorous Grandma Speaks to talk about his first, he's a little over 30 days carnivore. And
Hmm.
y'all, you do not want to miss this. He has had some pretty incredible changes in just 30
30
days.
days.
So come
There
on
you go.
and check out Sherrod on Carnivorous Grandma Speaks. I did put out a video today, just a regular update. I'm here on vacation, so kind of wanted to share some stuff about that. So check out my video that I posted up today. And I'm going to be doing some more shorts this week on another topic. So if you guys have been watching my shorts, that's cool. Thank you. And we got another
Yes.
topic coming this week.
All right. And for Frederick and I, we will be here in Georgia this week. Then we're headed back out on the water, and I'll be out for, well, if I subtract these 4 nights, 54 days. I'll be out on the water. I know. And listen, and I actually, I'm able to walk the walk and talk the talk. So that means that the the people on the ship work so hard, and I'm like, y'all need to be eating like this. You every time you turn around, you tired. but you're having car crashes. And so we are enjoying that. And like I said, Terry will be here in anytime that I'm absent. But I got little snippets for y'all. I'm gonna do some myth busters for you guys to let you know that what we doing is truly the right thing. And I'll say again, hey, sister girl, love that man. Keep that man with you. You, especially older ones. We ain't trying to do this thing over.
Right.
No, keep the one you have. Get you guys change your lives. I promise you will not. Look, here come mine now. So I'm out of here. We'll see y'all
Bye,
next week.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.